West Virginia University's 75th basketball team will be remembered as one of its most exciting. Some Mountaineer teams have been more talented, others more successful. But never in the 7 1/2 decades of WVU basketball has a group of young men pulled together in the clutch with more desire, greater determination. After a shaky start, the Mountaineers found themselves with a 10-9 record. WVU had dropped 7 road games by an average of only 8.5 points. But a strong victory over arch-rival Pitt showed that there was light at the end of the tunnel. And indeed there was. Gail Catlett led West Virginia to wins in 10 of its last 13 games, as the Mountaineers captured the Atlantic 10 tournament title and a berth in the NCAA championship. The 1983-84 West Virginia basketball campaign was a story of 2 seasons. After 19 games of the season, Catlett and his staff of assistants were looking for a way to turn things around.
I think that just was a matter of experience. We had lost some valuable players the year before, and it took us longer to adjust this season than it had previous seasons, and I think they ended up doing a great job for us.
After losing 3 straight in mid-February, the Mountaineers suddenly won 6 in a row, including a big road victory over border rival Virginia Tech. The Mountaineers were simply fabulous in the second half at Blacksburg, hitting 75% of their shots. Junior Lester Rowe continued to display superhuman flying ability, and his 23 points led the way for another dose of WVU's patented last-second heroics. Recent Mountaineer history had guards winning big games at the buzzer. This night, it was center Tim Carney.
Michael King calling the play now. Let's see who he comes to. Carney puts it up. 2! Tim Carney hits it. It's all over. It's all over. West Virginia has defeated the Virginia Tech Goblins. What an effort on foreign soil tonight.
Players, fans, and coaches were buzzing with optimism. West Virginia was playing the rest of the Atlantic 10 even. This victory over a solid Hokie club helped many people realize this team could win the big ones.
I think the game at Virginia Tech was a key game for us because it showed us that we could go on the road against a very fine basketball team, particularly at home, and defeat them. The only time we led in the game was when the gun went off, and that was very exciting to our players because we had to fight uphill all night, so to speak. And also, I think it was the game that gave us the impetus for the 6-game winning streak there, and it was our 3rd consecutive year defeating Virginia Tech, so it certainly was a great thing for us and also propelled us to the next 6 basketball games.
17 days after that pivotal win at Virginia Tech, West Virginia was back in the Coliseum, opening its defense of the Atlantic 10 tournament crown captured in Philadelphia the year before. With a 16-11 record entering their first-round game with Rutgers, many observers felt that nothing, not even those infamous Coliseum crowds, could help the Mountaineers keep the championship. The tournament field was strong, with Temple and St. Joseph's both already recording 20 victories.
The team attitude about it was that, you know, we had to get the job done or our season was over. We didn't want to go back to the NIT. We really wanted to go to the NCAA again because it's such a thrill. It's something that you can't tell people about. It's something that they have to be there to witness themselves. And we had got a taste of that in the first 3 years that I had been here, and now we want to go back again and experience it all over again. And we just got the job done during the tournament.
Victory number 17 was sweet. A 20-point verdict over the Scarlet Knights. Fans were treated to the kind of performances from Dale Blaney, Mike King, Vernon Odom, and Lester Rowe that would take West Virginia basketball into a new season, the tournament season.
We all knew what type of team they had, And they were a tough team, and we played them once in the Coliseum before and almost pulled it out. And we knew it was to our advantage playing them again in the Coliseum, and especially in front of the great crowd we have.
The next obstacle was a nationally ranked club from Temple that had taken over West Virginia's place as the Atlantic 10's most feared member. The Owls had been impressive during the year, but the Mountaineers took them to overtime in a rare Coliseum loss in February. The taste of that 83-77 home loss to the Owls had Mountaineer players seeing red when the game began. This would be a Coliseum classic. After Temple took a 36-34 halftime advantage, West Virginia chipped away at the Owls' game plan, and Lester Rowe's 22-point, 15-rebound performance set the stage for another dose of last-second antics. Dale Blaney's jumper with 3 ticks left gave WVU a ticket to the conference championship game. Carney added icing, and WVU was a win away from the NCAA.
The win over Temple in the Atlantic 10 tournament, I think, was a combination of different good things happening for us, because our players felt the road to the NCAA always led back through Morgantown, our home court, and we had Temple in a position to defeat them the first time we played them. This time we didn't let it slip away. Dale Blaney's shot was a great play. To beat a great Temple club, because no one else in the league had defeated them during the year, was a great victory for us, and that really helped us win the championship and get on to the NCAA.
While the Mountaineers were hogging the headlines with their upset, a scrappy St. Bonaventure team was battling into the finals. They would not go without a fight, and the Mountaineers saw a lead as large as 13 points whittled away in the closing minutes of the championship game. The victory was preserved by a youngster with destiny in his corner. J.J. Crawl led the Mountaineers scoring attack with 13 points, the last 2 of which sealed the victory.
And I just thank the Lord that J.J. made those free throws. He's a tough little competitor and can knock those kind of things down, because he's been there before.
With the win came the tournament title and a trip to Birmingham, Alabama, and the NCAA championships. This beautiful southern city proved to be a memorable destination for the Mountaineer basketball team, as it was for the football Mountaineers in the Hall of Fame Bowl just 3 months earlier. As WVU warmed up for Oregon State, its first-round foe, and a chance to play ACC champion Maryland, the Mountaineers were ready for anything. Although Oregon State had traveled across the country and was heavily favored, the Beavers got a lesson on inside basketball and on the ability of a guard from Detroit named Crawl. The Mountaineers hit 52% of their shots for the game. Only 8 of their field goals came from outside the lane. With 2 minutes left in the game, the score was deadlocked at 62. The final seconds again would spell the verdict and West Virginia's hopes for a second-round clash with the Terrapins. The last 10 seconds were counting down, and Oregon State had the ball, or did it?
Green is outside deep, round to the right side to Tate. Tate is stolen. This is J.J. with the ball. J.J. comes down. He's fouled by Tate. No foul call. He made it. He made the shot. They're up by 2. Here's Oregon State taking a shot. It doesn't work. J.J. Crawl, who missed the free throw, stole. He stole the basketball, and he took it down. He was fouled. It wasn't called, but he made it. He shoved it. He did it.
They had done it again. Another upset. Another 20-win season. Another game to play.
This team once again showed something inside of themselves, that they could pull out a great victory, and it has to be one of the better victories we've had at West Virginia because of the way it occurred.
A win against Maryland was possible, but everything would have to bounce West Virginia's direction. Maryland's 102-77 victory was termed the best played game by a Maryland team in 5 years. That was little consolation to players, coaches, and fans, but they left Birmingham proud. They had gone farther than anyone expected, except maybe themselves. The Mountaineer team rebounded to capture its 4th consecutive 20-win season and its 4th straight postseason tournament playoff. One Mountaineer player earned his license to fly. Lester Rowe walked on clouds as he found the basket for some incredible displays. Best of all, Rowe returns in 1985. The forward from Buffalo, New York, will be remembered as one of the best small forwards in Mountaineer history. The backcourt experience will continue with Dale Blaney, a veteran of 2 full seasons. The floor leader was second only to Rowe in scoring. Catlett has an excellent group of veterans from which to build another playoff contender.
Anytime you have a Lester Rowe and a Dale Blaney and a Vernon Odom and a J.J. Crawl returning, you're a threat to win some basketball games. Rowe's one of the very fine players in college basketball. Dale Blaney's been a pleasant surprise to us and done an excellent job. He's a veteran now, and our backcourt should be extremely strong. At this point, we have to fill a few up-front positions, and then things look pretty good for us. So we're looking forward to next season, and you can rest assured the Mountaineers are going to play hard and hopefully continue to have good seasons.
No matter who takes the floor in a gold and blue uniform next season, they will play like the Mountaineers have played for 75 years. They will hustle, they'll play defense, they'll shoot, and they'll find a way to win.